Imagine waking up every day with the power to shape your reality simply by shifting your thoughts. In today's audiobook, we'll uncover the secrets to harnessing your mind to attract health, wealth, and happiness. One powerful intention at a time. Join us on Unlocking the Power of Thought, Your Mind, Your Reality. As we dive into transformative practices that can turn your dreams into your everyday life. Ready to discover how your thoughts can become your greatest asset? Let's get started. Chapter 1. The Thought-Reality Connection. Imagine waking up each morning with a mind filled with purpose, a mind aligned with the dreams and life you want to create. But what if every thought, every single one that you entertain, became a blueprint, laying out your future step by step? This is the power of our thoughts, a power that quietly shapes the path of our lives, often without us even noticing. Think of your mind as the most sophisticated architect, drafting the reality you will one day live in. Every experience you encounter, every relationship you nurture or walk away from, every opportunity you seize or ignore, all are outcomes of thoughts, perceptions, and beliefs that first took root in your mind. Just as a builder follows a blueprint to construct a home, your life follows the designs of your thoughts. But unlike a physical structure, which a builder can stand back from and adjust, your thoughts are woven deeply into the fabric of your reality. They act behind the scenes, quietly dictating what you'll allow, what you'll seek, and what you'll build, moment by moment. This connection between thought and reality is no small force. For some, it may feel almost mystical, but the truth is, it's remarkably practical. When you understand how thoughts work, you're better equipped to harness their power, deliberately choosing those that serve you rather than those that limit you. The challenge? Recognizing that each thought we hold has weight, and over time, those thoughts stack up to create the world around us. Most of us go through life unaware of the role our thoughts play. We react to situations as they come, believing that they're either lucky or unfortunate, and we don't question the source of those experiences. It can feel like life is something that happens to us rather than something we have a hand in shaping. But once you understand that your thoughts are the foundation of your reality, that assumption begins to fade. Instead, you start to see life as a canvas, one that you paint every day with the brushstrokes of your mind. Let's dive into an example. Imagine two people starting a new project. One approaches it with excitement and a belief that they are capable, curious, and ready for a challenge. The other, however, feels anxiety, doubt, and has a nagging suspicion that they'll fail. As the project progresses, these internal beliefs begin to shape their experiences. The first person finds themselves enjoying the process, feeling empowered to solve problems and learn from mistakes. Their confidence grows, and with it, so does the quality of their work. The second person, consumed by worry and self-doubt, feels overwhelmed by each setback. They interpret every challenge as proof of their inadequacy. Their enthusiasm fades, and they may even give up altogether. The circumstances they face may be the same, but the outcomes are drastically different, all because of the power of thought. What you think about, you bring about. This simple yet profound statement encapsulates the essence of the thought-reality connection. When you think about opportunities, you're more likely to see them around you. When you focus on abundance, you notice resources, ideas, and people that support your growth. On the other hand, when you dwell on scarcity or failure, your world seems to confirm it. You might not see a way out or miss chances that would otherwise align with your dreams. This is why becoming aware of your thoughts is the first step toward change. But awareness alone isn't enough. To truly harness the mind's potential, we need to go deeper. We need to understand not only how our thoughts influence our lives, but also how to intentionally shape them. Because, as you'll discover, every thought you choose is an investment in the life you wish to live. Imagine planting a garden. If you sow seeds of positivity, confidence, and possibility, your mind cultivates a thriving garden filled with opportunities, growth, and joy. But if you plant seeds of doubt, fear, and resentment, your garden becomes overgrown with weeds, stunting the growth of anything else you try to plant. Our thoughts, like seeds, grow and take root, influencing everything around them. They shape how we see the world, what we believe is possible, and how we respond to both success and failure. Our minds are naturally wired to focus on what we repeat to ourselves. Think of it as a self-fulfilling prophecy, where thoughts guide actions, and those actions create results that reinforce the original thought. This cycle continues, often unconsciously, until we intentionally choose to break it. When we recognize the power of our thoughts, we can step into that cycle with new energy, transforming it from a limiting pattern into a force for personal growth and achievement. As you move through your day, start noticing the small, habitual thoughts that cross your mind. Are they empowering, or are they holding you back? Consider how often you think thoughts like, "I'm not good enough," or "this will never work." These thoughts might feel familiar, even comfortable, but they quietly sabotage your potential. Instead, imagine replacing them with thoughts that support your growth. Thoughts like, "I am capable," or "every step forward brings me closer to my goals." It may feel unnatural at first, but like any habit, the more you practice, the easier it becomes. So, what's the first step in transforming your life through your thoughts? It's about becoming intentional. Many people find it helpful to start each day with a few minutes of reflection, setting an intention for what they want to focus on. This isn't about forcing positivity or ignoring real challenges. Instead, it's about choosing a focal point for your energy. When you set an intention, you tell your mind what to prioritize, giving it a clear direction and purpose. This small act of intention setting can create a ripple effect throughout your day, gradually steering your thoughts toward a path that aligns with your true goals and values. The beauty of this process is that it doesn't require any special skills or tools. You don't need a specific place or time to start observing and guiding your thoughts. All you need is awareness and a willingness to make small shifts. As you do, you'll begin to notice a change, not only in how you think, but in how you feel. You'll experience more clarity, a greater sense of control, and a newfound ability to navigate life's challenges with resilience and confidence. Every great achievement, every lasting relationship, every personal transformation begins with a thought. When you think of it this way, you start to see your thoughts as treasures, something to be protected, nurtured, and carefully chosen. Like an artist with a blank canvas, you hold the brush, and with each thought, you bring a part of your reality into existence. In the coming chapters, we'll explore specific strategies for shaping your thoughts, from harnessing the energy they carry to shifting your mindset from scarcity to abundance. But for now, simply know this: you are not at the mercy of your mind. You have the power to guide it, to cultivate it, and to use it as a tool to create the life you desire. Your thoughts are the foundation, the very starting point of everything you will build. Embrace this power and begin to craft your world from the inside out. Before we continue, make sure to subscribe to our channel and activate notifications to receive more self-improvement tips that will supercharge your growth, and make sure to give this video a thumbs up and share it with your friends. It really helps our channel to grow. Thank you for your support. Chapter 2: The Energy of Thoughts. Close your eyes for a moment and imagine that every thought you have sends out a pulse of energy, like ripples spreading across a calm lake. Each ripple reaches outward, interacting with other waves, influencing the water around it. Now imagine that this is exactly how your thoughts work. Each one emits an energy that shapes not only your inner world, but also the external reality you move through. Your thoughts, though invisible, are made of energy, just like everything else in the universe. It's easy to dismiss thoughts as fleeting and inconsequential. After all, they're just words and images passing through our minds, right? But science tells us that thoughts have a measurable impact on the world around us. Quantum physics, for example, suggests that everything is interconnected through energy fields, and our thoughts are no exception. When you think, you generate electrical impulses that send signals through your brain and into your body, creating changes in your mood, your actions, and even your physical health. But it goes beyond that. The energy from your thoughts doesn't just stay within you, it moves outward, subtly influencing people, circumstances, and even the events that unfold in your life. Picture a radio tower broadcasting a signal. When it transmits on a specific frequency, it connects with devices tuned to that same frequency, delivering sound or data in perfect harmony. Now imagine that your thoughts work in a similar way. When you focus on positivity, gratitude, and growth, you emit a frequency that attracts more of those things into your life. When you dwell on fear, doubt, or anger, the opposite is true. You attract experiences, people, and outcomes that match that lower frequency. The principle is simple. Like attracts like. Consider the role of thought energy in relationships. Think of a time when you felt joyful and confident. Perhaps you noticed that people responded to you differently, more warmly, almost as if they could sense your positivity. Now think of a day when you were stressed, frustrated, or carrying a burden of negative thoughts. Likely, your interactions reflected that energy, with people perhaps being shorter with you or less open. This isn't coincidence. It's the energy of your thoughts affecting the world around you. People are naturally drawn to high, uplifting energy and tend to pull away from energy that feels heavy or negative. This phenomenon isn't just about attracting or repelling people. It's about attracting or repelling experiences. Imagine you have a goal, like building a successful career, a fulfilling relationship, or achieving a personal milestone. If your thoughts about this goal are consistently positive, confident, and aligned with success, you create a magnetic force that pulls supportive circumstances into your life. Opportunities seem to appear as if by magic, and you encounter people who offer encouragement or guidance. But if your thoughts about that same goal are filled with worry, self-doubt, or pessimism, you create barriers that can make the journey feel like an uphill battle. You may still achieve your goal, but it will likely take more effort, and the path will feel far less rewarding. This concept of thought energy may sound almost mystical, yet it has a very practical basis in psychology and physiology. For instance, research has shown that positive thinking releases chemicals in the brain, such as dopamine and serotonin, which make you feel happier, more motivated, and more resilient. These chemicals improve your mental state, which in turn improves your ability to handle stress, solve problems, and build strong relationships. In contrast, negative thinking increases the production of cortisol, a stress hormone that, over time, can weaken your immune system, affect your mood, and even diminish your overall sense of well-being. So how can you harness the energy of your thoughts in a way that supports your goals and enriches your life? The answer lies in becoming a conscious curator of your mind. Imagine that your thoughts are like a playlist, with each one contributing to the overall mood and rhythm of your life. Some thoughts are like uplifting songs, filling you with energy and optimism. Others are like songs in a minor key, casting a shadow over your mind. The key to directing the energy of your thoughts is to become intentional about the playlist you allow in your mind. Let's say you wake up and start your day with thoughts of gratitude. You think about the people, experiences, and simple pleasures that bring you joy. This mindset not only boosts your mood, but also tunes your mind to a frequency of positivity. As you move through the day, you're more likely to notice things that reinforce this positive outlook, whether it's a smile from a stranger, a compliment from a friend, or a moment of unexpected inspiration. Contrast this with waking up in a mindset of worry or dread. When you start your day on a lower frequency, you're more likely to focus on things that confirm those negative thoughts, a traffic delay, a disagreement, or a setback at work. The events might be the same, but your perception, and therefore your experience, changes dramatically based on the energy of your thoughts. This doesn't mean ignoring real challenges or pretending everything is perfect. It's about learning to recognize when your thoughts are no longer serving you. For example, if you find yourself caught in a loop of self-doubt, consider pausing and asking, is this thought helping me move forward, or is it holding me back? This question gives you the opportunity to shift your energy, releasing the thoughts that hinder you and replacing them with ones that empower you. A practical way to start is by setting aside a few minutes each day to tune into the energy of your thoughts. Find a quiet space, take a few deep breaths, and bring to mind a goal, relationship, or challenge you're currently facing. Notice what thoughts come up and the energy they carry. Are they thoughts that lift you up, fill you with possibility, and make you feel alive? Or are they thoughts that weigh you down, creating a sense of heaviness or dread? This simple exercise helps you become aware of the energy you're radiating and gives you the power to choose thoughts that support rather than sabotage. As you practice this, you'll begin to notice that certain thoughts feel like they have more charge than others. These are the thoughts that resonate deeply, that light you up with purpose or, alternatively, fill you with fear. These high-charge thoughts are like signals with a stronger frequency, and they have the power to shape your reality more intensely. Embrace the ones that inspire and uplift you, and gently release those that don't serve your growth. Over time, this practice becomes a form of self-guided meditation, a way to cultivate the mental energy that aligns with your deepest desires. Understanding thought energy also invites us to consider the impact of our thoughts on the broader world. Just as individual thoughts affect your personal life, collective thoughts create the culture and environment we all live in. Think of groups, communities, or even entire nations shaped by the shared thoughts and beliefs of the people within them. The energy we bring into the world has a ripple effect, touching the lives of others and influencing the spaces we inhabit. When you choose thoughts of kindness, generosity, and respect, you contribute to a higher collective energy, one that uplifts everyone around you. In embracing the energy of thoughts, remember that you are both the transmitter and the receiver. You send out signals with each thought you hold, and you draw in experiences that resonate with those signals. This doesn't mean life will be free of challenges, but it does mean you have the power to navigate those challenges with a mindset that keeps you strong, open, and aligned with your highest intentions. As you continue to explore this path, you'll find that the world becomes not just a place you live in, but a space you actively create, one thought at a time. Chapter 3. Cultivating an Abundance Mindset. Imagine you're standing in a field surrounded by countless seeds. Some are close by, others a bit farther, but each one holds the potential to grow into something beautiful and fruitful. This field is your mind, and each seed represents an idea, a possibility, or a belief. The type of seeds you choose to nurture, the thoughts you cultivate, will determine the landscape of your life. Will it be a field lush with abundance and opportunity, or will it struggle to grow, limited by fear and scarcity? An abundance mindset begins with one simple shift, choosing to believe that life offers enough for everyone. There's enough success, enough joy, enough love, enough wealth. The mindset of abundance doesn't just assume that there's enough in the world. It believes that there is more than enough to meet everyone's desires, including your own. But an abundance mindset isn't just about money or material wealth. It's a way of thinking that applies to every area of life: relationships, opportunities, health, and happiness. Consider the opposite, the scarcity mindset. This mindset operates under the belief that resources are limited, that life is a zero-sum game where one person's gain is another's loss. With a scarcity mindset, every accomplishment, every possession, and every moment of happiness feels fragile, as if it could slip away at any moment. You might recognize this thinking in phrases like, "There's not enough to go around," "I'll never be as successful as they are," or, "If only I had what they have, then I could be happy." These thoughts keep us trapped, clinging to what we have out of fear that there isn't more to be had. But here's the truth. Adopting an abundance mindset doesn't just bring more fulfillment. It opens doors that a scarcity mindset would keep shut. When you believe in abundance, you start to see possibilities everywhere. You realize that success, joy, and fulfillment are not finite resources. Instead, they are states of being that we can cultivate from within. This shift is transformative because, rather than striving to take or compete, you begin to attract and create. You find that the journey toward your goals becomes smoother, less burdened by the weight of comparison and doubt. So how does one go about cultivating an abundance mindset? One powerful way is by embracing gratitude. Imagine that your mind is a camera lens. When you focus on what you lack, you zoom in on scarcity, magnifying every perceived shortfall. But when you focus on what you have, on the things that bring joy, comfort, or even a moment of peace, you begin to see the richness of your life. Gratitude shifts the lens, helping you notice the abundance that already surrounds you. When you're grateful, you're not clinging to what you have. Instead, you're recognizing that life has already given you so much, and in doing so, you invite more to come. Starting a gratitude practice is simple, yet profoundly effective. At the beginning or end of each day, take a few moments to list things you're grateful for. They don't have to be grand. Sometimes the smallest things, like a warm cup of coffee, a kind word from a friend, or the beauty of a sunset, are enough to remind us that abundance is already present. This daily practice rewires the mind, gradually shifting its focus from what's missing to what's available. As you build this habit, you'll notice that you start to see abundance in unexpected places, and with each small moment of gratitude, you create a fertile ground for even more blessings. Another aspect of cultivating abundance is reframing thoughts of lack. We all have times when we feel inadequate, or as if something essential is out of reach. Maybe you feel like you don't have enough skills for a new job, enough courage to take a leap, or enough time to pursue a passion. But what if you reframe those thoughts by acknowledging what you already possess? Instead of thinking, "I don't have enough experience," shift it to, "I am constantly learning and growing in my career." Rather than saying, "I don't have enough money," try thinking, "I am open to new ways of creating financial abundance in my life." These shifts, though small, plant seeds of possibility, allowing you to see potential instead of limitation. This practice of reframing isn't about ignoring reality or pretending that challenges don't exist. It's about choosing to view those challenges through a lens of opportunity. For instance, a person with a scarcity mindset might view a difficult project as overwhelming and avoid it, fearing failure. In contrast, someone with an abundance mindset sees the same project as a chance to develop new skills, grow professionally, and connect with others. The project itself hasn't changed, but the mindset toward it has transformed. And that change in perspective makes all the difference. Let's talk about a powerful mindset shift many successful people use to cultivate abundance: the belief that life is happening for you, not to you. This belief doesn't mean that everything will be easy or that you'll always get exactly what you want, but it does mean that every experience, good or bad, offers something valuable. Challenges become stepping stones, and even setbacks are seen as redirections, guiding you toward something even better than what you had in mind. When you believe that life is unfolding in your favor, you open yourself up to growth, resilience, and the endless possibilities that exist beyond any single disappointment. This shift from scarcity to abundance can also radically transform how you interact with others. In a scarcity mindset, success feels competitive. One person's achievement may seem like a threat to your own. You may find yourself comparing, competing, or even resenting others' successes. But when you believe in abundance, you recognize that there's more than enough success to go around. You begin to celebrate others' victories because you see them as proof that success is possible for everyone. In fact, their achievements become a source of inspiration rather than jealousy. Think about how much lighter life feels when you release yourself from constant comparison. Instead of asking, "Why not me?" you can ask, "What can I learn from them?" This shift alone frees up so much mental and emotional energy that you can then redirect toward your own growth. And because abundance attracts abundance, you may find that the more you celebrate others, the more success and fulfillment flow back to you. One of the best-kept secrets of an abundance mindset is its ability to foster generosity. When you feel abundant, you naturally want to share. You might find yourself more willing to help others, to offer support, or even to share knowledge or resources that you once might have guarded closely. This generosity doesn't just benefit others, it expands your own experience of abundance. When you give freely, You signal to yourself and to the world that there is plenty, that you are secure enough in yourself and your resources to share with others. Generosity can take many forms. It could be offering time, sharing knowledge, giving encouragement, or supporting someone financially if you're able. Each act of generosity reinforces the mindset of abundance because it moves you from a place of protection to a place of trust. You trust that whatever you give will come back to you in some form. And often, it does, sometimes in ways you couldn't have predicted. As you begin to embrace an abundance mindset, you'll likely notice a shift in how you feel. Life becomes less about grasping for what's missing and more about appreciating what's present. You move from striving to thriving, from fear to faith, from lack to limitless possibility. The abundance mindset is not a one-time decision. It's a practice, one that becomes stronger each day as you choose gratitude, reframe thoughts, celebrate others, and give generously. Remember, abundance is not just about what you have. It's about how you see, how you feel, and how you show up in the world. By choosing an abundance mindset, you invite more of what you desire into your life, not by force, but by flow. When you believe there is more than enough, life has a way of proving it to you. And in this belief, you open the door to a reality rich with opportunity, love, growth, and joy. You step into a world where abundance is not something you chase, but something you cultivate, nurture, and ultimately become. Chapter 4. Rewiring the Subconscious Mind. Imagine your subconscious mind as the silent engine running beneath the surface of your consciousness, influencing your thoughts, emotions, and behaviors. This part of your mind is like the roots of a tree. It holds the beliefs, patterns, and memories that shape who you are and how you see the world. Just as the roots determine the strength and health of a tree, your subconscious mind profoundly affects the reality you experience. But here's the remarkable thing. You can rewire it. Our subconscious mind operates based on programming. It's received over the years. Early experiences, societal expectations, and repeated messages from people around us have built up a network of beliefs and assumptions that live deep within us. Some of these beliefs are empowering, like I am capable, or I am deserving of love. But others are limiting, such as I'll never be good enough, or success is for other people, not me. These limiting beliefs shape our decisions, often without us realizing it. They are like invisible walls, quietly steering us away from opportunities and towards safe but unfulfilling paths. Rewiring the subconscious mind begins with awareness. Just as you would tune a radio to the right frequency to hear a specific song, you can tune into your subconscious mind to hear the beliefs it's playing on repeat. Start by noticing your inner dialogue, especially when you face a challenge or think about your goals. Do you hear supportive thoughts? Or is there an inner critic telling you all the reasons why you might fail? Becoming aware of these automatic thoughts gives you a glimpse into the programming that's driving your life. One powerful way to rewire the subconscious is through affirmations. Think of affirmations as seeds you plant in the soil of your subconscious mind. Each time you repeat a positive statement, you're watering that seed, helping it grow and eventually blossom into a belief. But to be effective, affirmations need to resonate deeply. Instead of generic statements like, I am successful, create affirmations that feel authentic to you. For example, if you're working toward a goal that feels intimidating, try something specific like, I am capable of learning and growing through this process. By aligning affirmations with where you currently are, they become more believable and ultimately, more transformative. Repetition is key to rewiring the subconscious. The more you affirm a positive belief, the more it takes root. Imagine that each time you say, I am worthy of success, you're gently eroding the layers of doubt that have built up over the years. With each repetition, you're replacing those doubts with a new truth, one that supports rather than limits you. Think of it like carving a path through a dense forest. At first, it's difficult and feels unnatural, but with each step, the path becomes clearer, until one day, it's the most natural route for your mind to follow. Visualization is another powerful tool for rewiring the subconscious. Picture your mind as a canvas and your imagination as the brush that paints it. When you visualize, you're creating vivid images that your subconscious mind accepts as reality. This is because the subconscious doesn't differentiate between what's real and what's vividly imagined. When you picture yourself succeeding, experiencing joy, or overcoming challenges, your subconscious mind begins to align itself with those images, shaping your reality to match. Take a few minutes each day to close your eyes and visualize the life you desire. Imagine not just the events, but the emotions, the sensations, and the confidence you'll feel. For example, if you're visualizing a successful career, don't just picture yourself at a desk. Immerse yourself in the feeling of accomplishment, pride, and joy that comes with doing work you love. The more details you include, the more powerful your visualization becomes. Each time you do this, you're strengthening the belief that this reality is possible, making it easier for your subconscious mind to support you in making it happen. Another technique for reprogramming the subconscious is examining and challenging limiting beliefs. These beliefs are like old records playing in the background, often unnoticed, yet influencing every decision. Start by identifying specific beliefs that may be holding you back. Ask yourself, what do I believe about my ability to succeed? What do I believe about relationships? What do I believe about happiness? Write down your answers and look for patterns. You might notice beliefs like, I'm not good enough, or I don't deserve to be happy. Recognizing these thoughts is the first step toward releasing them. Once you've identified a limiting belief, challenge its validity. Ask yourself, is this belief based on fact, or is it simply a story I've been told or have told myself? For instance, if you grew up hearing, money is hard to come by, you might have internalized that as a truth. But when you look around, you see people creating financial abundance in all kinds of ways. This shows that money is hard to come by isn't a universal truth. It's just one perspective. By questioning the validity of these beliefs, you start to loosen their grip on your mind, creating space for new, empowering beliefs to take root. Meditation is another way to access and rewire the subconscious mind. During meditation, you quiet the noise of daily life, allowing you to connect more deeply with your inner self. Imagine meditation as a gentle exploration of your subconscious mind, where you observe thoughts without judgment. When limiting beliefs come up, rather than resisting or accepting them as truth, simply notice them. Over time, this practice reduces their power, as your mind learns to view them as fleeting thoughts rather than fixed realities. Through meditation, you create a neutral space where you can introduce new beliefs without resistance. After a few minutes of quieting the mind, try repeating a chosen affirmation or visualizing a positive outcome. This state of calm helps bypass the conscious mind's resistance, allowing the affirmation or image to sink more deeply into the subconscious. By making this practice consistent, you reinforce these new beliefs, building a foundation of thoughts that support your growth and well-being. Journaling can also be a powerful tool for self-discovery and subconscious reprogramming. When you put thoughts onto paper, you make the intangible tangible, giving yourself a clear view of your inner landscape. Try journaling about your goals and dreams, and write as if you have already achieved them. Describe what your life looks like, how it feels, and who you've become in this reality. This type of journaling not only reinforces positive beliefs, but also gives your subconscious a detailed blueprint to work from. Over time, this practice transforms how you see yourself and your potential, creating an inner shift that paves the way for outer transformation. Reprogramming the subconscious is a journey of patience and consistency. Old beliefs have been with you for years, possibly even decades, so be gentle with yourself as you make these changes. Each positive thought, affirmation, or visualization is like a brick, building a new foundation for your life. And while results may not be immediate, know that each small step moves you closer to a mind that supports, rather than sabotages you. Over time, these practices reshape the way you approach challenges, relationships, and even your self-image. Imagine looking in the mirror and truly believing that you are worthy of success, love, and happiness, not just intellectually, but at a deep, subconscious level. This belief becomes your new default setting, influencing every choice, action, and interaction in ways that support your highest potential. You'll find yourself naturally gravitating toward opportunities, people, and experiences that align with this new self-concept. Ultimately, reprogramming your subconscious is about reclaiming your power. It's about moving from a reactive state, where your mind is controlled by old patterns and beliefs, to a proactive state, where you consciously choose thoughts that build the life you desire. When you master this process, you no longer feel like a passive participant in your life, subject to the whims of fate. Instead, you become the creator of your reality, empowered by a mind that works in harmony with your deepest aspirations. Chapter 5. Overcoming Limiting Beliefs. Imagine waking up every morning and feeling free to pursue your dreams without hesitation, without the nagging voice of doubt questioning your abilities. This freedom is possible when you overcome the invisible chains of limiting beliefs, those subtle yet powerful ideas that make you feel small, incapable, or unworthy of the life you desire. Limiting beliefs are like shadows. They operate quietly, often hidden in the background, shaping your life in ways you might not even realize. But once you shine a light on them, you gain the power to release them, opening the door to new opportunities and growth. Limiting beliefs are often formed early in life, as we absorb messages from our families, schools, society, and even our own interpretations of past experiences. A child who repeatedly hears phrases like, "money doesn't grow on trees," or "success is only for the lucky few," may grow up with an internalized belief that wealth and success are beyond their reach. These beliefs become ingrained, coloring our perception of what's possible. We carry them with us into adulthood, often without questioning their validity, and they quietly shape our actions, decisions, and overall approach to life. Identifying these beliefs is the first step to overcoming them. Start by tuning into the thoughts that come up when you face a challenge or set a goal. For instance, if you're working toward a promotion at work, pay attention to any doubts or fears that arise. You might notice thoughts like, "I'm not experienced enough," "I'm not as capable as others," or "I don't deserve this." These thoughts are clues that a limiting belief may be at play. They are like roadblocks, discouraging you from even trying, or causing you to hold back just enough to avoid reaching your full potential. One of the most effective ways to uncover limiting beliefs is to observe the patterns in your life. Look at areas where you feel stuck or repeatedly face similar challenges. Maybe you find yourself in a cycle of unsatisfying jobs, struggling to maintain fulfilling relationships, or dealing with financial difficulties. These patterns often point to deeply held beliefs that need to be addressed. For example, if you've had a series of difficult relationships, you might hold a belief like, "I'm not lovable," or "I'm not worthy of a healthy relationship." By recognizing these beliefs, you take the first step toward freeing yourself from their grip. Once you've identified a limiting belief, the next step is to challenge it. Imagine this belief as an old story you've been telling yourself for years. Perhaps it served a purpose at one point, helping you make sense of a difficult experience. But now it's time to rewrite it. Start by asking yourself, is this belief absolutely true? Most limiting beliefs are not rooted in objective truth. They're based on past experiences, assumptions, or fears. For instance, the belief "I'm not good enough" often has no basis in fact. It's simply a story created by moments of self-doubt. When you question its validity, you weaken its hold on you, opening space for a new, more empowering story. Consider reframing the belief into something that supports your growth. Reframing is like giving your mind a new perspective, allowing you to see possibilities rather than limitations. For example, if your limiting belief is, "I'll never be successful," reframe it as, "I am capable of achieving success through effort and growth." This reframe doesn't ignore challenges or promise instant results, but it shifts your mindset to one of possibility rather than defeat. You're telling your mind, "Yes, success is within reach, and I have the power to work toward it." Another powerful tool for overcoming limiting beliefs is visualization. When a limiting belief feels particularly strong, take a few moments to close your eyes and visualize a version of yourself that has already overcome it. Imagine yourself as confident, capable, and free from the weight of that belief. Picture the life you would lead without this limiting thought holding you back. What goals would you pursue? How would you interact with others? By repeatedly visualizing this version of yourself, you create a new identity that feels both inspiring and achievable. Over time, this visualization can help to overwrite the old belief with a new, more empowering self-concept. Affirmations are also effective for dismantling limiting beliefs. Affirmations are positive statements that help rewire your mind to align with a more supportive, uplifting narrative. If your limiting belief is, "I'm not worthy of love," an affirmation could be, "I am deserving of love and respect." Repeat this affirmation consistently, especially when you notice the limiting belief trying to resurface. With time, affirmations become like a protective layer around your mind, reinforcing the belief that you are worthy, capable, and ready to receive the good things life has to offer. But affirmations work best when paired with action. Imagine someone who wants to break free from the limiting belief, "I'll never be good at public speaking." Saying, "I am a confident speaker," can be powerful, but pairing it with practice, like taking small steps to speak up more often in meetings or practicing presentations with friends, accelerates the transformation. Each small step reinforces the new belief, creating a feedback loop where thoughts, actions, and results support each other. Limiting beliefs also thrive on comparison. It's easy to look around and think, "They're better than me," or "They have something I don't." But this comparison only reinforces the belief that you're lacking. Instead, practice self-compassion. Recognize that everyone has their own journey, and your path is uniquely yours. When you find yourself comparing, remind yourself that success isn't about matching someone else's achievements. It's about growing into the fullest version of yourself. Self-compassion allows you to honor your own path, free from the constraints of comparison and competition. One of the most liberating ways to overcome limiting beliefs is by embracing a growth mindset. A growth mindset is the belief that abilities and intelligence can be developed through dedication and effort. This perspective turns failure from something to fear into something to learn from. When you approach life with a growth mindset, limiting beliefs lose their power. Rather than thinking, "I'm not good at this," you think, "I'm still learning, and I have the capacity to improve." This shift in thinking transforms challenges into opportunities for growth and builds resilience in the face of setbacks. As you continue this journey, remember that releasing limiting beliefs is a gradual process. These beliefs didn't form overnight, and they won't disappear overnight either. Be patient with yourself and celebrate every small victory along the way. Each time you notice a limiting belief and choose to reframe it, visualize a new outcome, or practice self-compassion, you're building a foundation of empowerment and resilience. Imagine the freedom that comes with overcoming these mental barriers. Imagine a life where you approach new challenges with curiosity and confidence, where you see each goal as achievable and each setback as a stepping stone. This freedom is within reach, one small step at a time. By facing and releasing limiting beliefs, you make space for the thoughts and beliefs that support your highest potential. You become the architect of your own mind, designing a life that aligns with your deepest values and desires. As you move forward, remember that you have the power to rewrite your beliefs. You are not bound by the limitations of the past. You are free to grow, to learn, and to embrace a life that reflects the truth of who you are, a person capable of greatness, worthy of love, and deserving of all the opportunities that come your way. Chapter 6. Visualizing Success. Imagine that you are the director of your life, with each day unfolding like a scene in a movie. Now picture your mind as a camera, capturing the possibilities that lie ahead. Visualization is the process of scripting and directing these scenes with purpose and clarity. When you visualize, you're not just daydreaming, you're setting an intention, providing your mind with a vivid blueprint for the reality you want to create. Visualization is one of the most powerful tools you can use to shape your future, because it allows you to see yourself achieving your goals, embodying the emotions and experiences of success before they happen. Visualization works on a deeply psychological level, but also on an energetic one. Think of your mind as a magnet that attracts whatever it consistently focuses on. When you visualize yourself succeeding, your subconscious mind absorbs this image, and over time, it begins to accept it as reality. This process is rooted in science. Studies have shown that mental rehearsal can strengthen neural pathways in the brain, making it easier for you to act in alignment with your vision when the time comes. Visualization essentially primes your mind, preparing you for the real-life moments that will lead you toward your goals. Consider athletes who use visualization as part of their training. They mentally rehearse each movement, each strategy, as if they were already on the field or court, ready to perform. This mental preparation not only improves their focus, but also enhances their confidence, giving them a psychological edge. Visualization allows them to experience success before it happens, building the mental and emotional resilience they need to perform under pressure. And the same is true for you. Whether your goal is to excel in your career, nurture meaningful relationships, or improve your health, visualization can help you align with that vision, making it feel not just possible but inevitable. Start by setting aside a few minutes each day for visualization. Find a quiet place where you won't be interrupted. Close your eyes, take a few deep breaths, and bring to mind a goal you want to achieve. Let's say you want to advance in your career. Begin by picturing yourself in your ideal position. Imagine the workspace around you, the interactions you have, and the sense of purpose and pride you feel in your work. Engage all of your senses. What does the environment look like? What sounds do you hear? How do you feel in this space? Allow yourself to fully immerse in the experience as if it were happening in real time. The more vivid and specific your visualization, the more powerful it becomes. Imagine the joy of achieving your goal, the pride you feel, and the gratitude that accompanies it. This emotional component is crucial. Emotions are energy in motion, and when you attach strong positive feelings to your visualization, you amplify its impact. Your mind begins to associate these positive emotions with the outcome, reinforcing your belief in its possibility. Over time, these visual and emotional cues will guide your actions, shaping your decisions in ways that bring you closer to your goal. But visualization isn't only about picturing a desired outcome, it's also about mentally rehearsing the steps needed to get there. Imagine yourself taking each step with confidence and clarity, whether it's speaking up in a meeting, pursuing a new skill, or connecting with the right people. Visualize not only the end result, but the journey as well. This helps you approach challenges with resilience and creativity, as you've already practiced overcoming obstacles in your mind. It's like building a mental roadmap that guides you through the process, helping you stay focused and motivated even when the path becomes difficult. Another powerful aspect of visualization is that it enables you to overcome self-doubt. When you visualize yourself succeeding, you bypass the conscious mind, which often questions and doubts your abilities, and instead communicate directly with your subconscious. Your subconscious doesn't distinguish between imagined experiences and real ones, so each time you visualize your success, you're essentially training it to believe in this new reality. Over time, this belief becomes part of your identity, and you start to see yourself as someone who is capable, deserving, and ready to achieve your goals. Let's say you're preparing for an important presentation. Visualize yourself walking into the room with confidence, speaking clearly, and captivating your audience. See yourself answering questions with ease, connecting with the people in the room, and leaving a positive, lasting impression. Visualize each detail, from the way you feel in your body to the reactions on people's faces. By mentally rehearsing this experience, you create a powerful sense of familiarity. When the actual moment arrives, you'll feel less nervous and more prepared, as if you've already succeeded many times over. Visualization can also help you strengthen the connection between your intentions and your actions. For example, if you're trying to adopt a healthier lifestyle, visualize yourself making choices that support your well-being. Imagine yourself enjoying nutritious meals, feeling energized after a workout, and experiencing the satisfaction of taking care of your body. This mental rehearsal encourages you to make choices aligned with your goals, reinforcing your commitment to health. Each time you visualize, you reinforce your dedication, making it easier to stick with your intentions in real life. Consistency is key to effective visualization. The more you practice, the stronger the mental pathways become, making it easier to stay focused on your goals. Consider setting aside time each morning or before bed to visualize your success. Even just a few minutes a day can make a difference. By making this a daily practice, you embed your vision deeply into your subconscious mind, turning it into a powerful driving force that guides your decisions and actions. One of the most beautiful aspects of visualization is that it reminds you of your potential, even on days when doubt or setbacks arise. Life is rarely a straight line, and challenges are inevitable. But when you consistently visualize your success, you reinforce your belief in yourself and your goals. You build a well of resilience that you can draw upon in difficult times. This mental preparation gives you the strength to keep moving forward, knowing that every step, every choice, and every small victory is part of a larger journey toward your dreams. Visualization isn't about waiting for success to magically appear. It's about creating a mental blueprint, a clear image of what you want, and then using that image to guide your actions. It's about aligning your mind, body, and spirit with your highest intentions and taking steps every day that move you closer to them. When you visualize consistently, you cultivate a deep sense of purpose and direction, making it easier to recognize opportunities and take inspired action. As you practice visualization, remember that you are the creator of your life. You hold the power to shape your reality through the images you hold in your mind. Each visualization session is a reminder of this power, a chance to reconnect with your dreams and to see yourself living the life you desire. Over time, you'll find that your external reality begins to reflect the images you've been nurturing in your mind, as your inner world and outer world come into alignment. Visualization is both an art and a science, a process that combines imagination with intention and emotion with energy. Embrace this practice with an open heart, and let it be a daily reminder of your capacity to create a life that resonates with your deepest desires. As you close your eyes and picture the future you want, know that you are taking the first step toward bringing that future into reality, one image at a time. Chapter 7. Practicing the Law of Attraction. Imagine your mind as a powerful magnet, constantly attracting experiences, opportunities, and people that resonate with your inner state. This is the essence of the law of attraction, the idea that like attracts like. What you focus on, think about, and believe has a way of manifesting in your life. The law of attraction isn't about wishful thinking. It's about aligning your thoughts, emotions, and beliefs with the reality you wish to create. At its core, the law of attraction teaches us that our external world is a reflection of our inner world. When you hold thoughts of abundance, gratitude, and possibility, you attract experiences that match those feelings. Conversely, when your mind is filled with fear, doubt, or scarcity, you draw in experiences that reinforce those beliefs. The law of attraction is always at work, whether you're aware of it or not, shaping your reality based on the energy you emit. One of the first steps in practicing the law of attraction is becoming clear about what you truly desire. Often, people focus on what they don't want. I don't want to struggle financially, or I don't want to feel lonely. But focusing on what you don't want only draws more of that energy into your life. Instead, shift your focus to what you do want. For example, I want to experience financial abundance, or I want to cultivate meaningful connections. This shift may seem subtle, but it's essential. By focusing on what you desire, you send a clear message to your subconscious mind and to the universe about the life you want to create. Once you're clear about your desires, the next step is to cultivate a sense of belief. This is where many people struggle. It's one thing to say, I want to be successful, but another to truly believe it's possible. Limiting beliefs, fear of failure, and self-doubt often cloud our ability to believe in our dreams. The law of attraction teaches us that belief is a key ingredient in manifesting our desires. You must believe that what you want is not only possible, but already on its way to you. Think of it as planting a seed in the ground. You may not see the results immediately, but with time and care it will grow. A powerful way to strengthen your belief is through affirmations. Affirmations are positive statements that reinforce your desires, helping to shift your mindset from doubt to confidence. For example, if you're working toward financial independence, an affirmation could be, "I am attracting financial abundance into my life." Repeat this affirmation daily, especially in moments when doubt creeps in. Over time, these words sink into your subconscious, reinforcing the belief that abundance is possible and within reach. Emotional alignment is another crucial aspect of the law of attraction. It's not enough to simply think about what you want. You must feel as though it's already yours. Emotions are a powerful form of energy, and when they align with your thoughts, they amplify your intentions. Imagine you're manifesting a new job. Don't just visualize the position, feel the excitement, pride, and gratitude as though you already have it. The more vividly you can feel these emotions, the stronger your magnetic energy becomes, drawing your desired outcome closer to reality. One common misconception about the law of attraction is that it's a passive process. Some people believe that they can simply think about their desires and wait for them to appear. But the law of attraction works best when paired with inspired action. Inspired action is different from forced or desperate effort. It's the kind of action that feels natural, motivated by a deep sense of purpose and excitement. When you're in alignment with your desires, you'll find that certain actions seem to present themselves naturally, as if you're being gently guided toward your goals. Let's say you're visualizing a fulfilling career. Inspired action might mean taking a course that enhances your skills, networking with people in your field, or volunteering for a project that aligns with your passion. These actions, while small, create momentum, bringing you closer to your goal. Each step you take is a signal to the universe that you're committed to your vision, and in response, the universe provides opportunities that support your journey. This process is like building a bridge between your inner desires and your outer reality, one inspired step at a time. Gratitude also plays a vital role in the law of attraction. When you feel grateful for what you have, you emit a high vibrational energy that attracts more reasons to feel grateful. Gratitude shifts your focus from lack to abundance, reminding you that life is already filled with blessings. Consider creating a daily gratitude practice where you reflect on the things, people, and experiences you appreciate. By doing so, you tune your mind to a frequency of abundance, making it easier to attract more of what you desire. Resistance is a natural part of the manifestation journey. Sometimes, despite our best efforts, our fears, doubts, or limiting beliefs can create resistance, blocking the flow of energy. When you feel resistance, try to approach it with compassion rather than frustration. Acknowledge the doubts that arise, but don't let them dominate your thoughts. Resistance is simply a signal that there's an underlying belief that needs to be addressed. For instance, if you find yourself doubting your ability to achieve a goal, take a moment to explore where that doubt comes from. Often, resistance is rooted in past experiences or fears of failure. By facing it directly, you can release its hold on you and move forward with greater clarity. Letting go is another essential aspect of practicing the law of attraction. This doesn't mean giving up on your dreams. It means releasing the need to control every detail. Imagine you've set your intentions, aligned your emotions, and taken inspired action. Now it's time to trust that the universe is working behind the scenes, orchestrating the perfect timing for your desires to come to fruition. Letting go is about surrendering to the process, knowing that you're guided and supported. It's about holding your vision with confidence, without clinging to how or when it must unfold. Detachment may feel challenging, especially when you're deeply invested in a particular outcome. But remember that attachment often stems from fear. The fear that if you let go, your desire might not come true. Paradoxically, this fear can create resistance, making it harder for your desire to manifest. Letting go frees up energy, allowing your desires to flow into your life with greater ease. Think of it like planting a seed and trusting that it will grow in its own time. You don't need to dig it up to check on its progress. You trust the process and focus on nurturing it. Practicing the law of attraction requires patience and consistency. Manifestation doesn't happen overnight, and there may be times when you feel discouraged. During these moments, return to your vision, your affirmations, and your gratitude practice. Remind yourself of the progress you've made, however small, and celebrate each step forward. The journey of manifesting your dreams is as important as the destination. It's a journey of self-discovery, resilience, and growth, teaching you to trust in yourself and in the process of life. As you integrate the law of attraction into your daily life, you'll begin to notice subtle shifts. Opportunities appear, relationships deepen, and you experience moments of synchronicity that seem too perfect to be mere coincidence. These are signs that you're in alignment, that your inner and outer worlds are beginning to harmonize. The more you practice, the more natural it becomes, until one day you realize that manifestation is not just something you do, it's a way of being. In embracing the law of attraction, remember that you are a co-creator of your reality. Each thought, belief, and action is a brushstroke on the canvas of your life. Approach this practice with an open heart, a clear vision, and a spirit of trust, knowing that you have the power to shape your reality in ways that reflect your highest self. With patience, dedication, and unwavering belief, you'll find that the life you desire is already within reach, waiting to be drawn into existence by the magnetism of your mind and heart. Chapter 8. Emotional Alignment for Manifestation. Imagine your emotions as the fuel powering the engine of your desires. You can visualize, affirm, and take inspired actions toward your dreams, but without the right emotional alignment, your efforts may fall flat. Emotional alignment is about matching the emotional energy of what you desire before it manifests. It's the feeling of joy, gratitude, and confidence that resonates with the outcome you want to create. When your emotions align with your intentions, you amplify your ability to manifest, becoming a powerful magnet for the reality you seek. Emotions are energy in motion. Each feeling you hold sends a unique signal into the world, interacting with the energy around you and attracting experiences that match its frequency. If you're trying to manifest abundance, but you feel anxious or fearful about money, those emotions create a conflicting signal, making it difficult for abundance to flow into your life. The law of attraction responds to the dominant energy you emit, which is often rooted in your emotions rather than just your thoughts. Emotional alignment begins with understanding the importance of feelings. Many of us have been taught to focus on goals and outcomes while ignoring or suppressing our emotions. But emotions are like a compass, guiding us toward the experiences that resonate with our true desires. By learning to tune into and honor our feelings, we become more attuned to the energy we're emitting and the reality we're creating. One of the most effective ways to cultivate emotional alignment is through gratitude. Gratitude is a high-vibration emotion, radiating abundance, love, and appreciation. When you feel grateful, you're sending a powerful message to the universe that you're open to receiving more blessings. Begin each day with a gratitude practice, focusing on the people, experiences, and aspects of your life that bring you joy. Gratitude shifts your focus from lack to abundance, helping you feel aligned with the energy of receiving. When you're grateful for what you have, you attract even more to be grateful for. Visualizing your desires with emotion is another way to achieve alignment. As you visualize, imagine yourself already living the reality you want. Don't just picture the outcome, immerse yourself in the emotions that come with it. If you're visualizing a successful career, feel the pride, excitement, and satisfaction as though you've already achieved it. Let those emotions fill you, resonating with the energy of success. The more vividly you can feel these emotions, the more aligned you become with the frequency of your desires, and the more powerful your manifestations become. Another technique for emotional alignment is embracing affirmations that evoke positive feelings. Choose affirmations that resonate with you on a deep level, and as you repeat them, let yourself fully feel the emotions behind the words. For example, if you're working on self-love, try affirmations like, "I am worthy of love and happiness," and allow yourself to feel the warmth and self-acceptance in those words. By engaging with your affirmations emotionally, you strengthen their impact, aligning your energy with the belief they represent. Sometimes emotional alignment involves releasing old emotions that no longer serve you. Unresolved feelings, such as resentment, fear, or disappointment, can create energetic blocks, making it difficult to manifest your desires. Take time to acknowledge and process these emotions, rather than suppressing them. Journaling can be a helpful tool for this process. Write down your feelings, explore their origins, and allow yourself to fully experience them. As you release these emotions, you create space for new, positive energy to flow into your life. Forgiveness is another powerful practice for emotional alignment. Holding on to past hurts and grievances keeps you tied to lower vibrational emotions, such as anger or bitterness, which can hinder your ability to manifest. Forgiving others, and yourself, doesn't mean condoning hurtful behavior. It means freeing yourself from the emotional weight of the past. When you forgive, you release the energetic blocks that stand between you and your desires. This act of letting go raises your vibration, aligning you with the positive energy needed to attract what you want. Developing emotional resilience is also crucial for maintaining alignment. Life is filled with ups and downs, and it's natural to experience a range of emotions. Rather than trying to force yourself to feel positive all the time, focus on building resilience. This means acknowledging difficult emotions, processing them, and then returning to a place of alignment. Emotional resilience helps you navigate challenges without getting derailed from your path. It's about staying centered and grounded, trusting that each experience, even the challenging ones, contributes to your growth and ultimate manifestation. Mindfulness is another tool that helps with emotional alignment. By practicing mindfulness, you become more aware of your emotional state in the present moment, allowing you to make conscious adjustments. When you notice feelings of doubt, frustration, or fear, pause and take a few deep breaths. Acknowledge the emotion, but don't let it control you. Instead, gently shift your focus to a more supportive emotion, like gratitude or hope. This process helps you stay aligned with the energy of your desires, even during difficult times. Creating an emotional anchor can also support alignment. An emotional anchor is a memory or thought that consistently brings you joy, peace, or confidence. This could be a cherished memory, a person who makes you feel loved, or a place that fills you with calm. When you find yourself struggling to align emotionally, bring this anchor to mind, letting the positive emotions it evokes wash over you. Emotional anchors remind you of your natural state of joy and abundance, helping you stay connected to the energy you need for manifestation. Maintaining emotional alignment is a daily practice. Some days it may feel easy and effortless, while others may require more conscious effort. Be patient with yourself and remember that you're building a new emotional habit, one that aligns with your goals and dreams. Over time, you'll find that positive emotions become your default state, naturally attracting the experiences and people that resonate with your desires. As you cultivate emotional alignment, you'll start to notice synchronicities and opportunities that reflect your inner state. The more you align with the energy of your desires, the more life responds with experiences that mirror that energy. You'll find that things begin to flow with greater ease, and challenges feel less overwhelming. This is the power of emotional alignment. It transforms not only your experience of the present moment, but also the reality that unfolds around you. Embrace this journey with an open heart, knowing that every step brings you closer to the life you envision. Emotional alignment is not about perfection. It's about progress. It's about learning to honor your feelings, guide your emotions, and consciously create a state of being that matches the reality you wish to manifest. By aligning your emotions with your intentions, you become a magnet for the life you desire, effortlessly attracting all that you need to fulfill your highest potential. Chapter 9. Building Positive Thought Habits. Imagine for a moment that your mind is like a garden. Each thought you have is a seed, and over time, these seeds grow into plants that make up the landscape of your inner world. Positive thought habits are like nourishing seeds that bring beauty, resilience, and abundance into your mental garden, while negative thought patterns are like weeds that, if left unattended, can overshadow your potential. By consciously cultivating positive thought habits, you can transform your inner landscape, creating a fertile ground for success, happiness, and fulfillment. Habits are the building blocks of our daily lives, shaping not only our actions, but also our mental state. Just as our physical habits, like brushing our teeth or exercising, keep our bodies healthy, our mental habits determine the health of our minds. A positive thought habit is any repeated way of thinking that supports your growth, encourages resilience, and fosters gratitude. These habits don't necessarily come naturally, especially if you've spent years in a pattern of self-doubt or negativity. But with practice and intention, you can cultivate positive thought habits that become your new default setting. The first step in building positive thought habits is self-awareness. Without awareness, it's difficult to recognize which thoughts serve you and which ones hold you back. Begin by observing your inner dialogue throughout the day. Notice the recurring thoughts that arise when you're faced with a challenge or when you think about your goals. Are they supportive and encouraging, or are they filled with doubt and criticism? Simply becoming aware of these patterns allows you to begin the process of change. Once you've identified your recurring thought patterns, the next step is to challenge any negative or limiting beliefs that arise. When a thought like, "I'm not good enough," or "I'll never succeed" surfaces, take a moment to question it. Ask yourself, is this thought based on fact, or is it just a habit I've developed? Most negative thoughts aren't grounded in reality. They're simply remnants of past experiences or fears. By challenging these thoughts, you loosen their hold on you, creating space for more supportive beliefs to take root. Replacing negative thoughts with positive ones is an effective way to build positive thought habits. This doesn't mean forcing yourself to be optimistic all the time, but rather choosing to reframe your thoughts in a way that supports your growth. For example, if you're facing a difficult task and you think, "I can't do this," try reframing it to, "This is challenging, but I am capable of learning and growing." Reframing helps shift your perspective, empowering you to approach situations with resilience and confidence. Another powerful habit to cultivate is practicing gratitude. Gratitude is more than a fleeting feeling. It's a mindset that shifts your focus from lack to abundance. Each day, take a few moments to reflect on what you're grateful for. This could be as simple as appreciating the warmth of the sun, a kind word from a friend, or the opportunity to pursue your goals. By focusing on what you have rather than what you lack, you reinforce a mindset of abundance, which naturally attracts more reasons to feel grateful. Visualization can also help reinforce positive thought habits. Each morning, take a few minutes to visualize the day ahead. Imagine yourself moving through your tasks with ease, confidence, and positivity. See yourself overcoming challenges, connecting with others, and ending the day with a sense of accomplishment. Visualization primes your mind for success, helping you approach each moment with a positive and empowered outlook. Affirmations are another tool for building positive thought habits. Affirmations are simple, positive statements that help shift your mindset from doubt to confidence. Choose affirmations that resonate with your goals, such as, "I am capable of achieving my dreams," "I am deserving of happiness and success," or "I am growing stronger each day." Repeat these affirmations daily, especially during moments when you feel uncertain or discouraged. With time, these affirmations become part of your inner dialogue, strengthening your belief in yourself and your abilities. Consistency is key to building any habit, and positive thought habits are no exception. Just as you would commit to a daily workout routine to improve your physical health, make a commitment to practice positive thinking daily. Start small, perhaps by dedicating 5 minutes each morning to affirmations or visualization. Over time, increase this practice as it becomes a natural part of your routine. The more consistent you are, the stronger these habits become, until eventually, positive thinking is your default setting. It's also essential to be patient with yourself as you build positive thought habits. Change doesn't happen overnight, and there will be days when negative thoughts resurface. When this happens, don't be hard on yourself. Instead, view these moments as opportunities to practice resilience. Remind yourself that every positive thought, no matter how small, is a step toward creating the mindset you desire. Progress, not perfection, is the goal. Positive thought habits also influence how you interact with others. When you cultivate positivity within, you naturally radiate it outward. You'll find yourself more open to new experiences, more willing to listen and connect, and less reactive to challenges. Positive thinking enhances your relationships, helping you build deeper, more meaningful connections. Others are drawn to positive energy, and as you radiate it, you create a ripple effect that impacts the people around you. In addition to personal benefits, positive thought habits also help you attract opportunities. When you approach life with an open, optimistic mindset, you're more likely to notice opportunities that align with your goals. Challenges become stepping stones, and setbacks feel less daunting because you trust in your ability to overcome them. This shift in perspective not only enhances your resilience, but also opens doors that may have remained closed if you were operating from a place of doubt or fear. Cultivating positive thought habits doesn't mean ignoring challenges or pretending everything is perfect. It's about choosing to focus on what you can control, your mindset, your actions, and your responses. When difficulties arise, use them as opportunities to practice positive thinking. Rather than viewing obstacles as roadblocks, see them as lessons, each one offering you a chance to grow and strengthen your mental resilience. As you continue to practice positive thought habits, you'll begin to notice shifts in your life. Situations that once felt overwhelming now seem manageable, relationships become more fulfilling, and you experience a greater sense of inner peace. This transformation happens gradually, one thought at a time, as you consistently choose beliefs and perspectives that support your growth. Imagine the freedom and joy of waking up each day with a mind that's naturally inclined toward positivity. A mind that sees possibilities rather than limitations, that approaches challenges with courage rather than fear. This is the power of positive thought habits. They become the foundation of a fulfilling, resilient, and joyful life. By choosing to cultivate these habits, you're investing in your future, creating a mindset that supports you in every area of your life. Building positive thought habits is a journey, one that requires commitment, patience, and compassion. But with each step, you're transforming your inner world, creating a garden of thoughts that nourish your soul, uplift your spirit, and inspire your actions. Embrace this journey, knowing that each positive thought you nurture is a seed of potential, growing into a life that reflects the best version of yourself. Chapter 10. Using affirmations. Effectively. Imagine waking up every morning and hearing a voice that reminds you of your strength, worth, and potential. This voice uplifts you, encourages you, and helps you start each day with confidence and purpose. Affirmations are that voice, a powerful tool that reinforces your belief in yourself and your goals. By consistently using affirmations, you create a mental environment that aligns with your desires, helping you move through life with resilience, positivity, and self-assurance. Affirmations are positive statements that encourage a mindset of growth and possibility. They work by rewiring your subconscious mind, replacing old, limiting beliefs with empowering new ones. Think of affirmations as seeds you plant in your mind. With time, care, and repetition, these seeds take root, transforming your inner landscape and strengthening your belief in yourself. When used consistently, affirmations help you build a mindset that supports your highest potential, making it easier to attract the experiences you desire. The effectiveness of affirmations lies in their ability to shape your self-perception. How you see yourself has a profound impact on the life you create. When you hold beliefs like, "I am capable" or "I am worthy," you approach challenges with confidence, take inspired action, and attract experiences that reinforce those beliefs. On the other hand, if your inner dialogue is filled with doubt and self-criticism, you may find yourself held back, avoiding risks, and missing opportunities. Affirmations offer a way to consciously choose the beliefs that support your growth. To use affirmations effectively, start by choosing statements that resonate deeply with you. Generic affirmations like, I am successful, can be powerful, but they may not feel authentic if you're just starting out. Instead, try personalizing your affirmations to match where you are in your journey. For example, if you're working on self-confidence, an affirmation like, I am growing more confident each day, feels realistic and achievable, making it easier for your mind to accept. Consistency is key to making affirmations work. Think of your mind as a sponge. It absorbs what you repeatedly expose it to. By using affirmations daily, you create a habit of positive thinking, training your mind to focus on your strengths rather than your limitations. Start by setting aside a few minutes each morning or evening to repeat your affirmations. You can say them aloud, write them down, or even think them silently. The important thing is to engage with the words and feel their meaning, allowing them to resonate within you. The emotional aspect of affirmations is also essential. Words alone are powerful, but when you combine them with emotion, you amplify their impact. As you say or think each affirmation, allow yourself to feel the truth behind the words. For instance, if your affirmation is, I am worthy of love and respect, let yourself feel the warmth, acceptance, and self-love that this statement evokes. This emotional alignment helps anchor the affirmation in your subconscious mind, reinforcing its message on a deeper level. Visualization can enhance the power of affirmations. As you repeat an affirmation, picture yourself living the reality it represents. If your affirmation is, I am attracting financial abundance, visualize yourself experiencing financial freedom. Imagine the peace of mind, the opportunities, and the joy that comes with this abundance. By pairing affirmations with visualization, you create a vivid image that your mind can hold on to, making it easier to embody the belief as if it were already true. Affirmations can also be used to reframe negative thoughts. Throughout the day, you may encounter moments of self-doubt or fear. In these instances, use affirmations to redirect your focus. If you catch yourself thinking, I'm not good enough, pause and replace it with an affirmation like, I am capable and worthy of success. This shift may feel challenging at first, especially if negative thoughts are deeply ingrained, but with practice, it becomes a natural part of your inner dialogue. Each time you replace a limiting thought with a positive affirmation, you're training your mind to support rather than hinder your growth. Affirmations work best when they are specific to your goals and aspirations. Think about the areas of your life where you want to grow or improve, and create affirmations that reflect those desires. For instance, if you're working on building healthier relationships, affirmations like, I am surrounded by love and support, or I attract relationships that nourish and uplift me, can help shift your focus toward positive connections. Tailoring affirmations to your unique goals makes them more meaningful and effective, as they resonate with your personal vision for the future. In addition to using affirmations for personal growth, you can also create ones that help you overcome specific challenges. If you're facing a difficult situation at work, an affirmation like, I handle challenges with grace and confidence, can provide you with the mental strength to approach it positively. Affirmations remind you of your resilience, giving you a foundation of inner stability that helps you navigate life's ups and downs with greater ease. A common challenge with affirmations is that they may feel untrue, especially if you're starting from a place of self-doubt. If saying, I am confident, feels uncomfortable or forced, try softening the language to something like, I am learning to become more confident each day. This approach makes the affirmation feel more believable, reducing resistance from your subconscious mind. As you grow more comfortable, you can gradually strengthen the language, moving from I am learning to I am. Affirmations can be especially powerful when used in conjunction with a gratitude practice. Gratitude amplifies the positive energy of affirmations, helping you stay focused on what's already going well in your life. Each day, spend a few minutes expressing gratitude for your affirmations as if they're already true. If your affirmation is, I am financially secure, give thanks for the sense of security and peace that comes with financial stability. This combination of gratitude and affirmation reinforces your belief in the abundance that is already present and invites more of it into your life. Building a habit of using affirmations takes time, but with persistence, they become a natural part of your mindset. Over time, you'll notice shifts in your thoughts, feelings, and actions. Situations that once seemed daunting may feel manageable, and your inner dialogue will begin to support rather than hinder you. This transformation doesn't happen overnight, but each time you use an affirmation, you're laying a foundation of positivity and resilience that strengthens with practice. Affirmations remind you of your potential and empower you to live in alignment with your highest self. They are a tool for conscious creation, allowing you to shape your thoughts, beliefs, and ultimately, your reality. When you commit to using affirmations, you take an active role in designing your life, choosing thoughts that uplift you and reflect your deepest desires. Embrace affirmations as a daily practice, knowing that each word, each thought, and each feeling brings you closer to the life you envision. Affirmations are not just words, they are declarations of the person you are becoming. By consistently affirming your worth, resilience, and potential, you create a mental environment that supports your growth and success. You transform your inner world, creating a mindset that aligns with your dreams, and in doing so, you set the stage for a life that reflects the truth of who you are, capable, deserving, and ready to achieve all that you desire. Chapter 11. Manifesting Health, Wealth, and Happiness. Imagine a life where your mind, body, and spirit are all in harmony, creating a state of health, wealth, and happiness that feels as natural as breathing. Manifesting these three essential aspects isn't about forcing or chasing. It's about aligning your thoughts, emotions, and actions with the abundant possibilities that life has to offer. Health, wealth, and happiness are interconnected, each supporting and enhancing the other. When you nurture one, you create a ripple effect that influences the others, building a life that reflects balance, fulfillment, and joy. Manifesting health begins with the understanding that your body and mind are deeply interconnected. Each thought you think sends signals throughout your body, affecting your energy, mood, and even your physical well-being. Positive thoughts contribute to a strong immune system, a calm mind, and a resilient spirit, while negative or stressful thoughts can lead to fatigue, anxiety, and tension. The foundation of manifesting health lies in cultivating a mindset that supports your body's natural ability to heal, grow, and thrive. To align your mind with health, start by visualizing yourself in a state of vitality and strength. Picture your body as vibrant and energized, each cell working in harmony to support your well-being. Imagine yourself engaging in activities that promote health, such as nourishing meals, regular movement, and restful sleep. Visualization doesn't just motivate you to take care of your body. It also helps your mind establish a powerful connection with the outcome you desire. By seeing yourself healthy and vibrant, you begin to align your choices with that vision, creating habits that support physical and mental wellness. Affirmations for health can also reinforce this alignment. Statements like, "I am strong, healthy, and full of energy," or "My body is capable and resilient," remind you of your body's potential to heal and thrive. Repeating these affirmations daily strengthens your belief in your own well-being, making it easier to make choices that honor your health. With time, this mindset creates a foundation of self-respect and self-care that influences every aspect of your life. Wealth, like health, is often influenced by our beliefs and attitudes. Manifesting financial abundance begins with shifting from a mindset of scarcity to one of abundance. Instead of focusing on what you lack, direct your attention to the resources and opportunities already present in your life. Money is not simply an end goal. It is a tool for creating experiences, fulfilling needs, and pursuing dreams. When you view wealth as a means to enhance your life, rather than as a measure of your worth, you open yourself to receiving it without attachment or fear. Start by identifying and releasing any limiting beliefs about money. Common beliefs such as money is hard to come by or I'll never have enough create energetic blocks that prevent financial abundance from flowing into your life. To shift these beliefs, replace them with empowering affirmations like, "I am open to receiving wealth in unexpected ways," or Financial abundance flows to me with ease. Each time you use these affirmations, you're retraining your mind to view wealth as a natural and attainable part of life. Visualizing your financial goals can also be incredibly powerful. Picture yourself enjoying the freedom and peace that come with financial stability. Imagine being able to support your loved ones, pursue your passions, and give generously. Visualize the experiences that wealth can bring, such as traveling, learning new skills, or starting a meaningful project. This focus on the positive impact of wealth, rather than the need for money itself, aligns your energy with abundance, making it easier to attract the opportunities and resources that will help you reach your financial goals. Manifesting happiness is an essential part of creating a life of fulfillment. While happiness is often seen as something external, something we achieve after reaching certain goals, the truth is that happiness is an inner state, one that we can cultivate regardless of our circumstances. Happiness is the joy that arises from living in alignment with your values, embracing gratitude, and allowing yourself to fully experience each moment. To manifest happiness, start by practicing gratitude each day. Gratitude shifts your focus from what's missing to what's already present, reminding you of the beauty and richness of life. Each morning or evening, take a few moments to reflect on the things you're grateful for. They don't have to be monumental. Even small things like a warm cup of coffee, a friendly smile, or a beautiful sunset can bring a sense of contentment and peace. By focusing on these moments of joy, you train your mind to see life through the lens of abundance, making it easier to feel happy regardless of external events. Another key to manifesting happiness is cultivating mindfulness. Mindfulness is the practice of being fully present, aware of each thought, feeling, and experience without judgment. When you're mindful, you allow yourself to experience life as it unfolds, free from the pressure of expectations or regrets. This presence brings a sense of peace and satisfaction, reminding you that happiness is available in every moment. Practicing mindfulness can be as simple as focusing on your breath, noticing the sensations in your body, or observing your surroundings with curiosity and appreciation. Affirmations for happiness can also help you shift your mindset toward joy and contentment. Affirmations like, "I am deserving of happiness and fulfillment," or "I find joy in the present moment," reinforce your belief that happiness is within your reach. By repeating these statements, you invite happiness into your life, making it easier to experience joy regardless of your circumstances. With time, these affirmations become a natural part of your mindset, helping you maintain a state of inner peace and fulfillment. As you work toward manifesting health, wealth, and happiness, remember that these goals are interconnected. When you feel healthy, you have the energy and resilience to pursue financial goals. When you feel financially stable, you experience a greater sense of peace and security, which contributes to happiness. And when you're happy, you approach life with a positive mindset that supports both health and wealth. Each of these aspects supports and strengthens the others, creating a cycle of abundance that enriches every part of your life. One of the most powerful ways to sustain this cycle is by aligning your actions with your intentions. Take consistent steps that reflect your commitment to health, wealth, and happiness. For example, if your goal is to improve your health, incorporate daily habits like exercise, nourishing meals, and self-care routines. If you're working toward financial abundance, create a budget, seek new opportunities, and make wise investments. And if happiness is your focus, make time for activities that bring you joy, connect with loved ones, and explore personal growth. Patience and trust are also essential in this process. Manifesting health, wealth, and happiness doesn't happen overnight. It's a journey that requires consistency, self-compassion, and faith in your own ability to create change. Trust that each step you take is bringing you closer to your vision, and celebrate the progress you make along the way. Remember that setbacks and challenges are part of growth, teaching you resilience, adaptability, and the strength to continue moving forward. As you align your thoughts, emotions, and actions with health, wealth, and happiness, you'll start to notice subtle shifts in your life. you may find yourself feeling more energized, attracting opportunities that support your financial goals, or experiencing moments of joy and contentment more frequently. These shifts are signs that your inner and outer worlds are coming into alignment, creating a life that reflects your true desires and potential. Manifesting health, wealth, and happiness is about creating a balanced life, one that honors your mind, body, and spirit. It's about embracing the fullness of life, cultivating gratitude, and taking inspired action toward your goals. By nurturing each of these aspects, you create a foundation of abundance that sustains you through every stage of life, allowing you to live with purpose, joy, and fulfillment. Chapter 12. Navigating Challenges and Negative Thoughts. Imagine standing on a path surrounded by a peaceful, beautiful landscape, moving steadily toward your goals. But every now and then, the sky clouds over and obstacles appear in your way. Challenging experiences, unexpected setbacks, or sudden doubts that cloud your vision. These challenges and negative thoughts are a natural part of life. They are like detours and roadblocks on your journey, but they don't have to stop you from reaching your destination. By learning to navigate challenges and manage negative thoughts, you gain resilience and the confidence to continue forward, regardless of the difficulties you face. Challenges are often seen as obstacles, things to be avoided or overcome as quickly as possible. But challenges hold hidden gifts, offering us opportunities for growth, self-discovery, and transformation. When you encounter a challenge, it's helpful to view it not as a setback, but as a chance to strengthen your skills, deepen your resilience, and gain new insights. Each challenge you face is a teacher, guiding you to become the person you need to be to fulfill your dreams. One of the first steps in navigating challenges is to acknowledge your feelings. It's natural to feel frustrated, disappointed, or even fearful when things don't go as planned. Rather than suppressing these emotions, allow yourself to fully experience them. Acknowledge the discomfort, and give yourself permission to feel without judgment. Suppressing emotions can create tension and stress, making it harder to move forward. By accepting your feelings, you release the pressure and create space for clarity, allowing yourself to respond to challenges from a place of calm and focus. Once you've acknowledged your feelings, the next step is to shift your perspective. Challenges are rarely as permanent or overwhelming as they seem in the moment. Take a step back and look at the situation from a broader viewpoint. Ask yourself, what can I learn from this experience? How can I grow from it? This perspective shift transforms the challenge from a roadblock into a stepping stone, a necessary part of your journey that brings you closer to your goals. With each challenge, you build resilience, adaptability, and confidence, qualities that will serve you well on the path to success. Negative thoughts are often a byproduct of challenges, emerging when things don't go as planned. These thoughts can feel heavy and discouraging, and if left unchecked, they can create self-doubt and fear. But it's important to remember that negative thoughts are just thoughts. They don't define you, and they don't dictate your reality. Learning to manage these thoughts is an essential skill, one that allows you to maintain your focus and confidence even in difficult times. When a negative thought arises, try to observe it without getting attached. Imagine it as a cloud passing through your mind, one that you can simply watch without judgment or reaction. This practice, known as mindfulness, helps you create distance from your thoughts, allowing you to see them for what they are: temporary mental events rather than absolute truths. Mindfulness gives you the power to choose which thoughts to engage with and which to let go. Another technique for managing negative thoughts is reframing. When a thought like "I can't do this" or "I'm not good enough" arises, try to reframe it in a way that supports your growth. For example, "I can't do this" could become "This is challenging, but I am capable of learning and growing." Reframing doesn't mean ignoring difficulties. It means choosing to view them from a perspective that empowers you rather than limits you. By consistently reframing negative thoughts, you train your mind to see possibilities rather than limitations. In addition to reframing, positive self-talk is a powerful tool for countering negative thoughts. Positive self-talk involves speaking to yourself with kindness, encouragement, and support. When faced with a setback, remind yourself of your strengths, your past successes, and your ability to overcome challenges. Tell yourself, I am resilient. I have overcome obstacles before. Or, I am capable of finding a solution. This inner dialogue reinforces your belief in yourself, helping you stay focused and motivated even in tough times. Visualization can also help you maintain a positive outlook when facing challenges. Take a few moments to close your eyes and visualize yourself successfully overcoming the obstacle in front of you. Imagine the feelings of pride, relief, and accomplishment that come with this success. By mentally rehearsing a positive outcome, you prepare your mind to face the challenge with confidence, creating a sense of familiarity that reduces anxiety and increases motivation. Practicing gratitude is another way to navigate challenges with resilience. Gratitude shifts your focus from what's going wrong to what's going right, reminding you of the abundance already present in your life. Even in the midst of difficulty, there are always things to be grateful for: a supportive friend, a moment of peace, or a lesson learned. By cultivating gratitude, you balance the negative impact of challenges with a mindset of appreciation, making it easier to stay hopeful and positive. Forgiveness is also a powerful practice when dealing with challenges, especially those that involve mistakes or disappointments. Forgiving yourself for past errors or missteps allows you to let go of self-judgment and focus on growth. Remember that every setback is part of the journey, a stepping stone on the path to success. When you forgive yourself, you release the emotional weight of the past, allowing yourself to move forward with renewed clarity and purpose. Remember that challenges are temporary and negative thoughts are fleeting. They are not indicators of your potential or your worth. They are simply experiences along the way. By developing the skills to navigate them, you create a mindset that remains stable and strong, even in the face of adversity. This mental resilience is one of the most valuable assets you can cultivate, a quality that empowers you to pursue your goals with courage, regardless of the obstacles in your path. Each time you overcome a challenge, you build a foundation of inner strength, resilience, and self-belief. This foundation becomes your anchor, a source of stability that keeps you grounded as you move through life. You learn that you are not defined by setbacks, but by your ability to rise above them. You discover that challenges are not barriers, but opportunities for growth, teaching you the skills, insights, and wisdom you need to succeed. In moments of doubt, remind yourself of the progress you've already made, the challenges you've already overcome, and the goals you've achieved. Reflect on the journey you've taken, and recognize the strength and resilience that have brought you this far. This reflection not only boosts your confidence, but also reminds you of your capacity to continue moving forward. Navigating challenges and negative thoughts is a skill that develops over time. Each experience teaches you something new about yourself, building your resilience, wisdom, and confidence. By embracing these moments as part of your journey, you transform obstacles into stepping stones, using them to build a life that reflects your true potential. With each challenge you overcome, you become a stronger, wiser, and more empowered version of yourself, ready to embrace the opportunities that await you. Embrace challenges as part of your growth, knowing that each one brings you closer to your dreams. Allow negative thoughts to pass without attachment, and fill your mind with affirmations, gratitude, and self-compassion. With this mindset, you are equipped to face any obstacle, transforming even the hardest moments into valuable lessons that strengthen your resolve and clarify your purpose. Remember, your path may not always be easy, but it will always be worth it. Chapter 13. Setting Intentions and Practicing Detachment. Imagine you're setting sail on a vast ocean. You've charted your course, you know your destination, and the wind is in your favor. But once the sails are set, there comes a moment where you have to trust in the journey and let go. This is the essence of setting intentions with detachment. Knowing where you want to go, putting in the effort, and then releasing the need to control every aspect of the outcome. Practicing detachment is not about giving up on your dreams. It's about having faith in the process and allowing life to unfold as it should. Intentions are the foundation of conscious creation. When you set an intention, you're sending a clear message to yourself, to the universe, and to your subconscious mind about what you desire. Intentions focus your energy, guiding your thoughts, actions, and emotions toward a specific outcome. But intentions go beyond mere wishes or goals. They are rooted in purpose, aligning your actions with your deepest values and desires. Setting intentions is like planting a seed in fertile soil. With patience and care, it grows into something beautiful. To set a powerful intention, begin by getting clear on what you truly desire. Reflect on what matters most to you and the values that guide your life. Perhaps you seek greater abundance, fulfilling relationships, personal growth, or inner peace. Whatever your desire, be specific and authentic. An intention rooted in your core values resonates deeply, motivating you to take action even when challenges arise. For example, if financial stability is important to you, your intention might be, I intend to create financial abundance through meaningful work. This statement is clear, purposeful, and aligned with both your goal and your values. Once your intention is set, focus on aligning your thoughts, emotions, and actions with it. Visualize yourself achieving this goal. Feel the emotions associated with success, and take steps each day that bring you closer to your intention. This alignment creates a powerful magnetic force, drawing the people, opportunities, and experiences that resonate with your intention into your life. By maintaining this focus, you set a clear direction for your energy, allowing you to move toward your desires with clarity and purpose. However, after setting your intention and taking aligned action, the next step is to practice detachment. Detachment is the art of releasing the need to control how or when your intentions will manifest. It's about trusting that the journey will unfold in its own perfect timing, even if it doesn't happen exactly as you envisioned. Practicing detachment frees you from the pressure of trying to force outcomes, allowing you to remain open to new possibilities and insights that might arise along the way. Detachment can feel challenging, especially when you're deeply invested in a particular outcome. It's natural to want things to happen a certain way, but attachment often leads to frustration, anxiety, and disappointment. When you cling tightly to an outcome, you may miss opportunities that could lead to an even better result than you originally imagined. Detachment, on the other hand, allows you to flow with life, adapting to changes with grace and resilience. One of the best ways to practice detachment is through mindfulness. Mindfulness teaches us to stay present, focusing on the here and now rather than becoming overly fixated on future outcomes. When you find yourself worrying about how or when your intention will manifest, take a moment to return to the present. Ground yourself in the experience of the current moment, knowing that each step you take is bringing you closer to your goal, even if the path isn't always clear. This practice of presence cultivates trust, reminding you that the journey is just as valuable as the destination. Gratitude also supports detachment by shifting your focus from lack to abundance. Rather than fixating on what hasn't yet arrived, express gratitude for what you already have. Each time you feel grateful, you reinforce a mindset of abundance, making it easier to let go of the need to control outcomes. Gratitude is a reminder that life is already filled with blessings, and that your intention is an addition to, not a measure of, your fulfillment. Another aspect of detachment is releasing expectations. Expectations create rigid standards for how things should happen, often leading to disappointment when reality doesn't align with these standards. Instead of expecting your intention to manifest in a particular way, embrace the idea that life may have an even better plan for you. By releasing expectations, you open yourself to outcomes beyond what you could have envisioned, allowing room for life to surprise you. Faith and trust are at the heart of detachment. When you set an intention, trust that the universe is working behind the scenes to bring it to fruition. Imagine that each step you take is a piece of a larger puzzle, one that will come together in its own time. Trusting the process allows you to relax and enjoy the journey, knowing that each experience, whether smooth or challenging, is part of the path toward your goal. This faith not only eases stress, but also attracts experiences that resonate with the calm, trusting energy you're cultivating. It's also important to remain flexible in your approach. Life is dynamic, and sometimes the path to your intention may take unexpected turns. Flexibility allows you to adapt to changes without losing sight of your goal. For example, if a door closes rather than becoming discouraged, look for the window that might have opened in its place. Flexibility is a form of resilience, a quality that helps you navigate setbacks with grace and keeps you moving forward even when the path changes. Setting intentions with detachment is about finding a balance between commitment and surrender. You're committed to your goals, yet surrendered to the process. You're proactive in your actions, yet open to the possibilities. This balance empowers you to create your reality without becoming attached to specific outcomes, freeing you from the limitations of rigid thinking and allowing for a flow that welcomes creativity and opportunity. As you practice setting intentions and letting go, you'll notice that life becomes more fulfilling and less stressful. You experience a greater sense of inner peace, knowing that you're doing everything within your power to create the life you desire, while trusting that the universe will support you in ways you might not yet understand. This peace transforms your journey, allowing you to move through life with confidence, joy, and ease. Ultimately, setting intentions and practicing detachment is about aligning with the natural rhythm of life. Life flows like a river, sometimes fast, sometimes slow, sometimes straight, and sometimes winding. When you release the need to control each turn, you become like water, moving gracefully along the path, trusting that every bend and curve is leading you exactly where you need to be. With this mindset, you are free to dream big, take bold actions, and live fully in each moment. You embrace the beauty of both intention and surrender, knowing that the power to create your life is within you, and that the journey itself is the true gift. This balance between vision and trust is the essence of living with purpose, a way of being that brings both peace and fulfillment, no matter where the path leads. Explore the next audiobook. Tap the center of the video now to continue your transformation journey.